Sports news, and now for sport of a different kind which attracts some of the brightest minds in the country. Kaeden Govender is the new under-10 South African chess champion. It's the second year in a row he managed to clinch this prestigious title. He was placed first in the under-8 category of the African Schools Chess Championships at the tender age of 6 and was awarded the title of Candidate Master. But challenges still remain around transformation of the sport in the country. Well, to chat some more, we have in our Durban studios Kaeden Govender and Erik Takawira, President of the KZN Chess Association. He's a national master and international organizer himself. Good afternoon, gentlemen, and welcome to the SABC News Desk.
Afternoon, and thank you for having us.
Good afternoon.
Kaeden, let's start with you. Congratulations on your phenomenal achievement. Second time in a row. How are you feeling about your performance, and how did you get first involved in the sport, Kaeden?
I feel extremely happy and proud to have won the South African Chess Championships. I started playing chess at the age of 4.5. My dad used to play fun chess games with me, which I really enjoyed.
All right, Kaeden, can you tell us why you chose this particular sport when there's so many on offer at your school?
I chose chess because it's fun, it's challenging, and it stimulates my curious little mind. It also helps me with my calculating skills at school.
Erik, let's cut to you if we can. I want you to quickly explain how the levels or categories of chess work, and how difficult is it for children from our lower income areas or less affluent areas to actually gain entry into the sport and get a start at it.
So we do have the first tier is club level. From club level, we're talking of school clubs and other community clubs. And we move to the district, then we move to the provincial, and finally the national level. So as for chess, for the club level and the district level, it's much more easier because the cost involved is much lower because clubs are happening within the communities. But as you move more to the national level, it becomes very, very difficult because of the high cost of transport and accommodation and registration fees for this tournament.
Erik, I just want to touch on what Kaeden says it's helping in his maths and science skills. How does it promote children's problem-solving skills at this early age?
Chess has been known. There have been studies that chess helps with to develop mental abilities, or should I say cognitive skills. So we can talk of abstract reasoning, we can talk of critical thinking, concentration. So when we come to maths in particular, we know for a fact that mathematics works with pattern recognition and works with variables in your head, which are all these things which help with your mathematics.
Kaeden, chess is a sport that does take a lot of practice. How much of practice do you have to put in at your level to become this accomplished at such a young age? We do know that you're an accomplished violinist and also an academic of note.
Like with anything in life, the harder you work at something, the better you get. I try and do a little bit of chess every day when I get home from school and I've finished my school homework.
Erik, I just want us to quickly touch on how we're doing in terms of transformation of the sport. In the Chess SA Transformation Report of 2017, although we are doing well at national level, we still have to work very hard to change the picture at provincial and regional levels because the representation is still below that national target of 60%. What are some of the challenges or barriers to that change, Erik?
The main challenge is the attitude, which we all need to work on. And another thing is the practice of pay for play, which creates so many challenges in terms of the cost. So if you look at regional level or provincial level, if you go to provinces like Mpumalanga, Limpopo, Northern Cape, you come to KZN. There is some activity, some boxes are being ticked in terms of transformation, but it's not really happening nationally for the whole South Africa.
Kaeden, you represented South Africa in the World Championships in 2016 and 2017, and we understand you're off to Spain for the World Championships later this year. What was some of this international tournaments or exposure like for you?
I beg your pardon?
Tell us what the international tournaments you participated in. You're also going to Spain later on this year. What was that exposure like for you, Kaeden? How did you feel those tournaments helped improve your performance?
My first international tournament was the African Individual Schools Chess Championships. I won my first gold medal and achieved the title of a candidate master. I have also played in the African Youth and the World Cadets twice. International tournaments are very challenging. I'm really looking forward, and I'm also practicing hard and looking forward to going to play in Spain in the World Championships.
All right, we wish you luck there, Kaeden. Do bring back home the gold. Erik, very quickly, how are we doing in terms of access to the sport in our rural and township areas? We know at one stage the Department of Sport was working in cohesion with the Department of Education to get a school sports chess program in place. Has that made a lot of progress?
Yeah, in terms of rural areas, the school sport has really helped. You know, if you take into consideration the number of kids who have had access to the sport, but they still need to have programs, deliberate programs running in rural areas. They still need to have a proper political will to change the sport and decentralize the game.
Thank you, Kaeden Govender and Erik Takawira joining us from our Durban studios this hour. Let's move on to some other sports news. Charles Tijane is the king of the 50-kilometer Loskop Ultra Marathon. The 45-year-old continued to dominate, beating other runners as he won the event for the third time in a row. And the 2016 Comrades Marathon champion, that's Shanae Bosman, says she's ready to go for the ultimate human races title again after winning the Loskop women's race on debut.
This is one of the best organized